And I think I met my dad. And then I was running away from those guys. And then I saw you.
And is your father some wayward surgeon that seems to not be able to keep his hand on his children?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Yeah, that's you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And I take it you're not too terribly concerned with us returning yourself to your patriarch.
No. We had a falling out.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Well.
I kind of literally fell out of a portal. So, yeah. So I'd like to travel with you guys for a while and see what you're up to and help you out. And I'll stand guard if you guys need a nap. No problem with that. I feel fine.
Isceau shrugs mightily and then looks down and says, well, a nap would be fine, and I need to replace the string on this old piece.
Think there's any safe, defensible places around here?
Oh, defensible places. Let us find at least a dry enough corner, and I will see to it being defensible.
You can always go back into the guild hall, barricade the door, rest a little bit, and then do some scouting around.
Reasonable.
Yes, very reasonable.
So, to the entrance of the guild hall then?
Okay, so you guys are heading to the guild hall. So this is a large, impressive building. It's kind of built almost like a fortress, even though it's in the middle of the city. It has many high towers, very thick, formidable-looking walls. And you guys go through the front doors, which have they appear that they were blasted open by magic. Maybe they're burned and shattered, kind of laying in pieces to either side. And you guys enter the guild hall. The first room you enter is just this huge, spacious room with columns, and there are various doors and halls leading off of it. This is kind of like the receiving area kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do a little scout. I'll do a little scouting around, and
okay.
I will start with the stealth check. And then I will switch over to investigation or perception. Just want to kind of scope the place out.
Perception, we'll say. Okay. You don't perceive a whole lot.
You appear to be indoors.
We're in a room, guys.
Before Isceau gets to work setting up his ritual, he will cast a wary eye and ear upon the place and not do much better. Are we alone?
All right, so you guys are kind of looking around. Are you just hanging out in this main area right now? Just kind of getting your bearings. And you hear a sound from above you. It says, "Caw!" And you look up and you see perched on like this kind of ledge that's partway up one of the columns. You see a crow sitting up there. And it looks down at you. And as you look up at it, there's this kind of strangeness about this bird. There's almost like this faint aura around it, like this kind of shining sort of light, for lack of a better word, but it actually looks kind of shadowy. So if there's such a thing as black light, then that's kind of what it would look like.
Hearken thee, grim and ghastly raven. What bringeth thee from the night's Plutonian shore?
And when you speak to it, it flies down and lands on your shoulder, Isceau. And it like looks at you and it caws again.
I'd like to use my divine sense.
Okay.
open my awareness to the forces around me until the end of my next turn. I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay.
I know the type, but not its identity. And it also shows items that have been consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. Let me check something real quick.
And I take a thought with a 23 of Arcana what the hell this thing might be. If that's the relevant skill.
It looks to be a crow.
Oh, but I didn't know. Like, okay, what the aura? Like, is there a magic aura that I can?
Okay, hang on a second. Let me look this up real quick. Okay, so Idunn, you cast your spell, and what does it tell you again?
It's not actually a spell; it's an ability, but same difference. As an action, I can open my awareness to the forces around me until the end of my next turn. I know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. I know what type it is, but not its identity, and it also shows me items that have been consecrated or desecrated.
Okay, so you can tell from your ability that the crow is a celestial. And I mean, with your role, Nathan, I mean, there's a lot of things it could be. It obviously seems to be magical or supernatural or something like that. It could be something polymorphed. It could be familiar. But there's not like a specific magical crow creature that you know of.
Okay.
So.
Cometh crow, doth thou speak?
It caws at you and it flies to one of the doorways leading out and kind of like lands on the lintel of it and just looks at you.
Does it land on a bust? Bust of some guild figurehead?
Sure.
Let me get out Poe.
Yorick,
Sure.
yeah, that's a raven, not a crow.
Yeah, I
Yorick
know.
will chase after it. Yay! And start chasing after the crow.
Okay.
God.
When you get close to it, it flies through the doorway and partway down this hall and kind of lands on the floor and looks back at you.
He's going to keep following it.
Okay.
So we'll follow the pair to make sure the child does not hurt the crow. Or otherwise.
Okay.
You do no follow as well. It's celestial. It's not a fiend. What's the worst that could happen?
Open a gate to hell?
Mast is gonna try to barricade the front door as best he can, and then go to follow.
Okay. Yeah, the front door is going to be pretty much impossible to barricade because it's so big and the door is pretty much completely destroyed. Or I mean, it's not impossible
at least
to barricade.
Enough that it'll knock somebody over. Knock somebody over or make a ruckus enough that we can hear it if they come in. Type of deal.
You could probably do that, but it would take quite a bit of time because it's like a huge entrance. Like it's probably, I don't know, like 20 feet across. So it would take a while to like pile up enough of the debris that someone couldn't just walk around it. Do you want to do that?
Okay, about 5 minutes. He gives up and then follows.
Okay. Yeah, let me check something real quick. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, yeah. All right, so the crow leads you deeper into this place, and it basically, it will fly a ways ahead and wait for you to catch up, and it's obviously guiding you somewhere, and it leads you deep within this place. You very quickly start going down various staircases, and a lot of the times it looks like you're going through passages that would be used by the servants, like they're very small, very tight. They're not like the main halls and the main rooms. And you just take this very winding kind of convoluted path through this place, constantly going deeper and deeper underground. And eventually you end up in a hallway, and there are various doors along the side that look like vault doors, basically, like reinforced doors. They've all been forced open. As you walk by them and you look in the little rooms, they look to be like, basically they were vaults where valuable things were stored, and they've all been looted. And the crow leads you down this hall, kind of around the corner, to a blank wall, like a dead end, basically. And on this wall is hanging a mural that depicts a group of figures, which someone can roll a history roll to see if you recognize who these people are.
I've heard stories of many a thing.
Oh, that will do it. So let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 figures. And you recognize them, Isceau, as the fabled legendary founders of the guild. And I don't have actually names for all these people yet. But one of them, probably the most famous one that you guys have all probably at least heard mentioned, is Selenia, who was a silver dragon that was one of the founders of the guild. And basically, so with that role, you basically know the gist of like how the guild came to be. And hundreds of years ago, there was this great, what would you call it? Legion, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, of various monstrous races, most notably hobgoblins, orcs, goblins, various types of giants that banded together and started basically trying to wipe out the elves. They were led by this tyrant hobgoblin who'd kind of, through his charisma, had brought all these various monsters together, and they started sieging the elven cities one by one. And they were a big part of what led to the elves being less, like, now there's only like one elven city that people know of. And so because of all this going on, the elves kind of got the ball rolling to get the guild founded to try to protect their race. And so one of these legendary founders is Selenia, the silver dragon. Another one was a powerful elf queen that represented the elves. There was a powerful human king that's also depicted here. Also a bronze dragon. And both the dragons are in like human forms, which is how they were known. And then there are 4 angels. There are angels sent by the gods, Ion, Tepestra, and now I'm getting confused which is which. Hang on. Yeah.
Donner, Blitzen,
What, Dwayne?
Donner and
Droopy.
Blitzen.
Grumpy?
Droopy, grumpy. George Costanza.
Yeah. Okay. So now
Alan
I got it straight.
Rickman?
Too soon.
So there were
the gods
angels
now.
sent by Ion, who is the goddess of knowledge, Tepestra, who is the goddess of magic, and Inara, who is the goddess of protection and love and healing and all that good stuff. And then the 4th angel was sent by Imora, who is the trickster goddess. She's also the god of like celebration and intrigue and all that kind of stuff. And according to the story, the other 3 deities were very much involved in the founding of the guild from the very beginning. And when they went to sign the charter to make all of this real, an angel from Imora, the trickster goddess, just kind of showed up uninvited to sign the charter, even though up to this point, that goddess had not been at all involved in any of this. But because this angel was sent directly by a deity, no one, had the balls to tell her to leave or that she wasn't welcome. And so, yeah, she was there too. So these are all the founding members of the guild, the most famous ones anyway, on this tapestry.
Huh.
And the crow just kind of lands on Isceau's shoulder and just kind of caws and just sits there looking at you all.
So, what in the world does this have to do with? And of course, anyone who wanted the history lesson is so, he gazed longingly at the tapestry and told this delightful story. And what all of this has to do with our fine feathered friend here? Is there some secret here we should know? Bird?
Caw!
Oh. I'm not the gift of tongues.
Idunn will cast Speak with Animals and see if she can talk to the bird.
Good God.
And translate
Okay.
what Isceau is saying into bird language.
Ka.
Yeah, the bird doesn't seem to be saying anything. It's just cawing. However,
Like a cat that can talk, just saying meow.
Mask and Isceau, or you guys both have pretty high perceptions. So you both notice, you're looking at this tapestry and you notice that very kind of cunningly worked into the design, there are some words kind of hidden. And it says, join hands with the three sisters who started our venture.
Three sisters, but were all the angels, there were 4 angels, were they all female?
The angels are not all female, but the gods that they represent are.
Which gods were they again? I'm sorry, I kind of blanked for a minute there.
Iun, Tepestra, and Ion,
Inara.
Tepestra.
Yeah. So Ion is the goddess of knowledge and civilization. Tepestra is the goddess of magic. And Inara is the goddess of love and protection and healing. And they are, among the guild, they're often seen as sisters.
What was it again? Join hands with the 3 sisters?
Yeah.
Like, is there a reason that we join hands with the 3 sisters? Or does it just say to do that?
Yeah, it just says to do that.
To join hands with the 3 sisters. I myself am not well in touch with the deities. Anyone? Thoughts?
Can I roll religion to see if there's any religious significance behind that particular phrasing?
Sure.
I'll assist. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's pretty much only people in the guild that would refer to these deities as the 3 sisters, mainly because they were so instrumental in bringing the guild about. Most other people do not consider these gods to be necessarily related. But as far as the joining hands, you don't remember that phrase being used prominently anywhere, but you do, as you're kind of looking at the tapestry, you notice that the angels that represent those 3 deities all kind of have like a hand like this, kind of like they're holding their palm out towards you.
My follow-up question before you said that was, are there 3 relevant statues in here? And do they have hands that one could grab? But I am quickly guided to the concept of that. May we place our palms upon their hands here? Anyone wish to join me? I'm sure it will only hurt some.
Idunn will place her hand upon that of the goddess of love and protection.
Okay.
Isceau upon Ion's.
Okay.
Iorek, your sticky hands are always trying to grasp mine. Come to befoul the tapestry with that which is upon your palms.
All right, we'll do. Again.
All right. So as you all place your hands, you hear this sound of like a gong that comes from somewhere. You can't even tell where it comes from. And the tapestry just disappears, and a line of light appears in the middle of this wall, and it starts opening, and you realize it's a magic door. And it reveals a set of spiral stairs going down into darkness.
Sweet.
Maybe we'll find where the mithril is kept after all.
I still need a nap.
This seems like a well enough cordoned off spot. Maybe we should take a break here within our amongst the eyes of the founders of the guild. Let them watch over us.
Aye.
Sounds good.
Who knows what we'll find?
I'm
over
in
there.
agreement.
So yeah. Have a spell. Captain
Whoa.
Helter's a fantastic forecastle, which is Lehman's tiny hut.
Okay.
So for 8 hours, I cast a ritual in the ritual style. For 8 hours, impenetrable thing that we can go through, but no one else can, and we can see through it. No one else can, and it hangs out. And it's nice and it's dry and it's warm, and we can make it dark or light in here.
Nice. I'm a big fan of that
So
spell
I take
myself.
it we're doing a long rest then.
I mean, it can be a short rest. I can end it. I would assume. I would assume it's not just a trap. We can leave it. So.
Well, you can't, but everybody else can. Well, if you leave it, the spell ends. I mean, you can leave it, but yeah. Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
So, do we take a short or a long? I guess the short's fine. I've got hit dice.
Yeah, I'm good with a short rest. That's what I was that's why
Sure.
I said a nap and not bed.
Mm-hmm.
5. 11. That's 19.
Oh, does a short rest get me back anything? I don't think so.
Gives me back my bardic inspiration, because font of inspiration. Oh, everyone nabbed themselves plus 6 HP also. And by that I mean I will go ahead and roll that. As I play a jaunty little tune. And a song of rest, if you will.
So yeah, everybody who's spending hit dice gets an extra 5 hit points.
And if I may, I've got a small story prepared because we were gonna do like the short rest thingy.
Cool.
Okay. So this was gonna be a lot more relevant when Klaatu was here, because it was gonna be Klaatu. If I ever told you the story of the beaching of the right dame, as you have been upon it before, but you are no longer here, so I can't use that little inn.
Yeah, it's just a night of just shot down improv, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man.
People are just losing their improv hooks.
Yeah, except this one was prepared. Only sort of improv. So.
Well, then, way to shit on my point. Thanks.
Oh man, Dwayne, I don't mean to shoot you down. Gee. My train of thought, where'd you go? So, Isceau tells a story of the beaching of the right dame, that originally the boat had set out as memories of Downey Bay, which is as the regular group has already heard us so tell that story in the past, though that was in character and not something I've actually told yet. And eventually, through another story will be told at some point, it became known as the Right Dame instead of the Memories of Downey Bay. And towards the end of the voyages of the Right Dame, Captain Helter, who was the original captain of the Memories Downy Bay and of the Right Dame, of Captain Helter's Fantastic Four Castle fame, fell ill after he was very old, and fell ill to some sickness that had befallen him that was very bizarre, because the man was a wizard of the seas, and everyone believed that he would live forever. And when Captain Helter fell ill, so did the spirits of the ship. And it seemed to the crew that the weaker Captain Helter became, the weaker the ship became. Every time he sneezed, yardarms would snap, and eventually, when his legs gave out, the rudder did, and so on and so forth. And as he became weaker, the ship itself fell apart. And on the fateful night that Captain Helter finally died, and turned into a statue made of coral, that Isceau knows where it lies, but has not seen it in many years at this point. The Right Dame took control of her own wheel and rudder and beached itself on some beach far out to the east or west, whatever is more relevant to a coast near Alondria. And it sat there for a week, and the crew left it, and Isceau stayed, and warded off various marauders that tried to take apart the ship or see if there was any loot upon it. And his story drags on with him playing as they rest, and it is clear to everyone in the party that it pains him greatly to know that the Right Dame still sits rotting in the coral statue of Captain Helter, but he has never retrieved it. Yeah.
Awesome.
A bit of the background, and at the same time, you all find it kind of inspiring, I guess. It touches you deeply in the soul, and you gain 8 temporary hit points.
And Nathan, you gain inspiration if you need it.
I already have it, but thank you.
Well, then you can give it to someone.
Somebody need inspiration? Dwayne, do you need inspiration?
Yeah.
I'm out, so I can take it.
Yes, sir, because I keep shit. I guess I keep kicking you in the knee. And I still had 8 temporary hit points that I didn't actually use, that I should have used in that battle. Oh, but that's fine. Yeah, if you had them, they go away at the beginning of the short rest, and then they're replenished because I use Inspiring Leader.
Oh, did everybody?
That's a flat ton of temporary hit points there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did everybody see the updated information for the cloaks that you all have?
Keeps us warm.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. I leveled up. You may get actually 1 more temporary hit point. Let me check. I don't have the feat.
Now, does Iorek obviously doesn't have a cloak, so
Everyone gains 9 temporary hit points, not 8.
yeah, we'll say Iorek has one.
yay.
Yet another mystery to be solved. Where that came from.
Cool.
Klaatu dropped it on his way out with the bag.
Yeah.
Great. And in
It was
case
inside
anyone,
the bag.
if you didn't know, and I think I said it, but I may have not vocalized it correctly, if you had any left, they go away and are replaced. You don't add them.
Right.
Temporary hit points are not additive. You can only replace them by whatever the highest temporary hit point source is.
The crow listens very intently to the story, and once the story is over, it flies away.
Oh.
Caws one
Farewell.
more time and flies away.
Maybe it wishes to see the Right Dame for itself.
And yeah, you guys take your rest without incident.
Cool.
And Yeti, you can say there you've gone through many doors to get here, so you could have closed and barricaded some or even all of them on the way here. So yeah, you guys are really deep in the place by now.
Guildhall's a lot bigger than I'd ever imagined it be.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of it's underground. So,
well then, do we see what lies below? What waits in the depths?
Might as well. We're already here.
I'm in.
Oh, and I'm going to say that Steve's character is here. He's just being really quiet.
Oh, poor Malvin. He's in tears from my story.
Yeah, right.
Sal's story.
Because I forgot he wasn't going to be here tonight, so I didn't even think about what to do with his character. So he's just being very reserved.
Very un-Mahmoud-like.
Yeah, right. He's
very
contemplating.
terrifying.
He took a vow of silence, a 24-hour vow of silence. It's a Hades thing. Who knows? Their religion's weird.
They got a holiday today.
That's right. Somebody important died on this day. Yeah. All right. So are you guys going down the stairs?
Onward.
Yeah.
Waits in the depths.
Does anyone have problems with the darkness? Or are you guys all seeing in darkness now?
Nope,
Oh,
no
gee.
problem.
Wait,
Nice.
I do. I can't see in the dark. I don't think. No.
You probably have light though, right?
Yes, I do definitely have light. I think.
You
I don't
guys are
know.
so magical.
Yeah, light. Which doesn't have a fancy name. It's just light.
Zippo.
Instead of using light, I cast dark vision on him. I use a key point to cast dark vision on him.
Oh,
Thanks, friend.
you guys can be all stealthy.
Yeah.
Stealthy. All right. So you guys go down the stairs.
Yay.
So yeah, this is like a very narrow spiral staircase. You have to go down at single file. It goes down, feel like you descend maybe 2 stories or so. And it opens into a small hallway. 2 of the smaller of you could probably stand side by side in this hallway, but that's about it. And at the end of the hallway is a door. A stone door.
Does it have any obvious mechanism by which to open it? Like
No, it doesn't even have a doorknob.
a knob or a handle or a hasp or anything? I'll do an investigation check on it.
Okay.
As a rightful member of this guild herein, open.
It opens.
Wow, cool. Wow, that's impressive.
Oh yeah, I found Lex's crib notes. I snuck into his apartment and stole them, copied them, snuck back out, flew back to Indiana.
That's that bard's tongue for you right there.
Yeah. Hey, well, who needs knock? I was worried Iorek was actually gonna open the door and it was gonna hurt him. So.
Well, I now use Mage Hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So you guys enter this room. As you walk into the room, automatically lights come on. There seem to be magical globes of light in the corners of the ceiling. They're kind of a blue colored light, and softly illuminates the room. You see, it's a small square chamber. It is empty except that there are 5 little pedestals that stand about waist high for a human. And each of these pedestals has like a glass case on it. And each glass case has an item in it. And as you guys walk in the room, you're each kind of drawn to one of these particular cases.
So each of us is drawn to a different case. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
And you each walk up to a case and you see an item in it. Let's see. Now I got to remember what's what. Mask, the case that you walk up to has a, hang on. Find the description here. Looks to be maybe could be like a brooch that you would wear or a clasp for your cloak. Seems to be made out of a silvery claw of some great beast. It's set with various precious gems. As far as what gems those are and what color they are, that's up to you. Idunn, the case that you walk up to, has within it a very fine looking battle axe. You see that the sides of the double blades are etched with a pattern of what appear to be angel feathers. And you also see various symbols on the axe that you recognize as symbols and icons that are sacred to the Church of Primordia. Let's see. Iorek, the case you walk up to has what appears to be a wand in it.
All right.
And this wand seems to be made of gleaming mithril. It's set with a host of precious gems of all colors of the rainbow. The gems start about where the hand grip of the wand ends, and they spiral up the wand to the tip. It's kind of like the spiral of gems going up this wand. Who am I missing? Nathan. Oh, that's right. Yours is... Here it is. This one confuses me. Okay. The case you walk up to has a very elegant and beautiful rapier within it. You see on its blade are some strange symbols, which you've never seen before and don't recognize, which for a bard is saying something. And yeah, as far as exactly what these things look like beyond what I've already told you, it's kind of up to you to personalize. But each of these is a magic item. I'll just give that away. It's pretty obvious looking at them. And as each of you walks up to the column, the glass of the case, it just kind of like melts away and disappears.
Well, our fine feathered friend.
And also Mahmoud, who Steve isn't here, his case has a slender rapier with a black blade. Looks kind of scary.
Well, Isceau hands his blade. He palms it and gives it a deft swing.
It feels very, very nice. Very nice.
Excellent.
You also notice now that you look at it more closely that in addition to the strange symbols, there are also etchings of flames on it.
Curiouser and curiouser. A queer find to be sent here for that and to reap the relics of whatever stone this guild hall is built on.
I will cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
To grasp the wand.
Okay.
No traps are set off or anything?
You all die. No, I'm kidding. No traps.
Soon, but not today. And I will bring the Mage Hand over and place it in my real hand.
Okay.
You wear the Mage Hand like a glove?
Yes. Sits atop my head like this.
So yeah, so these are magic items. So once you guys identify them, I will give you more information about them. But
all right.
And Isceau looks around. This doesn't also happen to be the place where the mythal is kept, or the focus of it, or anything. Is it?
It doesn't appear to be, but as you look around more, you do see in a corner, kind of almost like it was forgotten, you see a small little box sitting on the floor, like a wooden box.
And to examine that, just a box just dusted off. Like, is it a little box or like a chest on the floor?
Yeah, it's about the size of like a lunchbox or something.
Oh, cool.
It's not very big.
Isceau picks it up.
It's quite
dusts
heavy.
it off. Oh, ooh. Hefts it up. Dusts it off. Tries to open it?
Okay. You see a variety of coins within. Looks like silver and gold and electrum coins.
Oh, further booty to add to the haul.
Yeah.
Crew. Though, may this potentially belong to the guild. Seems quite forgotten, though. It might have been the crow's nest egg. Oh!
Oh, man.
I apologize.
That's almost negative inspiration there.
He'll bring it over and set it down. Well, now what? I do not see any answers related to the death of the absence of the civilians or the incursion of the demons.
Well, we can explore the city some more.
And you guys, there's still a lot of the guild hall that you guys haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we should stick it out here for a little while yet. There's bound to be more good stuff around.
Yes.
Maybe?
Things to either
Yeah,
return.
put the little
or to-
claw in my backpack.
Sal will dump off his old rapier. He'll set it back like the old one in the case, like on the velvet I imagine that it was sitting on,
Sure.
and put the other one in the old scabbard, thinking to himself if he's to keep it to replace the ratty old scabbard, seeing as he rarely ever uses that rapier.
Hmm.
Well then, let us continue looking then. Suggestions, thoughts about the situation?
No, I don't know. We didn't seem to find what we were looking for yet, so we'll keep looking, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe check the like the administrative section of the guild hall, like the guild master. I find it queer that the whole guild would just leave and not have any. I mean, as we were walking through the place, did it just seem abandoned? Like there wasn't like any controlled areas of fighting or anything?
No, you saw various signs of battle throughout the place. It seemed like there were battles in numerous places throughout the structure.
But no corpses.
No corpses.
I'm curious. Well then.
So-
can we find our way back?
Yeah. So you guys are gonna basically search the place more thoroughly.
Yeah.
I think what I'll do is I'll just anybody that's gonna be or you know what? You guys would probably stay together, right? You're not gonna split up to search. So I'll have one person make an investigate roll, and they can do that with advantage since everybody's kind of helping. And we're not going to do like a room by room, search of the place. I'll just let you know kind of overall what you find. It's probably going to take you a day at least to search this place. It's pretty extensive.
All right. Investigate is not my forte, but I'm willing to help someone.
Not mine either.
13.
Okay.
I'll just make the executive decision to move things along.
Sure. All right. So you guys spend, we'll say you spend a day or so exploring this place and searching it. And a few things become pretty clear as you make your search. You find no people and no remains of people, other than you do find, towards the end of your search, you do find a couple remnants of what you realize are undead, specifically skeletons and zombies. You find like some bones or bits of putrefied zombie flesh here and there. You don't find actual whole corpses, just pieces. And you also find that other than the relics that you guys found in that very well hidden vault, that anything else of any value at all, whether magical or just money wise, is gone. And you find other vaults similar to the one that you found these items in, although they're not as well hidden, that obviously held precious things that have been taken. Everything, the doors have been blasted open. Parts of the place have been put to the torch. It seems pretty clear that it was very thoroughly searched and looted by undead at the very least, if not other things.
Thoroughly searched and looted, eh?
Yeah.
I'm curious to whether or not the demons or the orcs, if they are just a symptom of the looting and not the cause. Like if maybe there was an original assault and then that was dealt with and then the orcs just show up for some easy pickings for what's left over. Because last I checked, orcs did not employ necromancers. But
No.
strange times.
You do find
How big are the zombie pieces around?
just like not big at all, like maybe like a finger bone or a hand or something like that.
Okay, so nothing to tell what kind of clothes they're wearing, see if they were town folk or not.
No. And you guys find what was the library, and it has been completely burned. All the books have been burned. You find some areas that seem to have been places where they kept records, and everything there has been burned.
That might be a good sign in a way. In the fact that maybe they were burned by guild members. Is that something we would do? Like at our guild hall? Like, do we know if we were like going to be overrun if we would destroy documents? Have we ever been part of like safety training?
Yeah. You guys aren't high enough.
Safety 101.
You guys aren't high enough ranked to know like what the emergency procedures would be, but you do know that there's a lot of dangerous knowledge that the guild has. So, I mean, that would be a reasonable guess, that they might do something like that if they had to.
Don't want any medieval identity theft. Yes. No, I'm not an orc. I am Marion McRandom in PC.
Huh.
No other real.
So no real leads, huh? Nothing really coming up to us here. We have to do deduction.
Oh. The information, at least, that we know that this place is thoroughly, destroyed.
Now
that
we
is
know what
some
destroyed
information
it.
itself.
And there's no bodies.
That's weird.
That means the necromancer might have raised them after they killed him.
That's actually a good thought. If there was a necromancer, I just said that. I don't know. But then maybe the bodies got up and left.
Army of zombies. There's an army of skeletons and zombies. There has to be someone pulling the strings.
If they were killed, we'd see gore and blood and stuff, right?
Yeah, you do see signs of, people being injured. You do find like dried pools of blood and stuff like that. Just no whole corpses. You might even occasionally find like a severed hand or some, but you don't see an actual intact corpse of anyone.
Well, that would explain why there are no bodies or any bones. That they got up and left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And unlikely they've been marauding through the countryside. I mean, unless they went out the direction that we did not come in.
Yes.
Maybe they went through the portal. And maybe that town will be empty and another and another. Well. Let's check out the city then.
Yeah.
There was a
I
necromancer.
concur.
Is there a church in town? Maybe? Is that an idea?
Well,
A graveyard. Check out a graveyard.
So this would be you probably. I don't really remember what time of day it was, but you probably spent the rest of that day and most of the next day searching this place. So at this point, you would have had a long rest at some point.
Okay, so what's my wand?
Are you going to identify it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, can we do identifying of the magic items during the long rest?
Yes. What the hell? Let's try this again. Roll20 doesn't want to show it to me.
Nope.
It's screwed up. You guys got to drink.
Yep. I'm out of beer, actually, so. It's all the way over at my fridge.
That's one thing I'm going to enjoy about playing Sundays is I will actually be able to drink.
All right. Do that kind of party.
Oh yeah, can't mellow out. Get ready to go to work.
Oh, there we go.
Oh hey guys.
Yeah, I can't. As soon as we're done here, I got to work. So my drink is Mountain Dew.
As OSHA shows up, I'm good to drive this forklift.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll start with Dwayne.
Go play with electrical equipment. Yeah.
My first wand.
It is a Wand of Wonder.
Oh, and I get the big
Ooh,
kahuna.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
This thing's going to blow up in my hand. It's going to be awesome.
So I shared the document with you. It's got all the deets, but
Yeah. I have the DM guide.
I told you what it said. Well, I guess I'll tell you the rest after you attune to it. I guess I shouldn't have showed it to you first. Well, you attune to it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a long rest. You got time to do both. All right. This wand was crafted by a powerful fae. When this wand is in moonlight, it glows with a pale radiance, shedding dim light in a 5-foot radius. It functions as a Wand of Wonder in the Dungeon Master's Guide, except it has the unbreakable quality. It can't be broken by conventional means. Something special and specific must be done, like taking it to Mount Doom and throwing it in the lava or something like that. So that means, Dwayne, that there is 0 chance that it will burn out if you use the last charge. So it doesn't have that drawback that the one in the book has.
Cool.
But other than that, it works just like the one in the book.
Love it. So I give it a test run as soon as I figure out what it is.
Okay.
So I was going to say, you just gave a wand to little
Who are
kids.
you? Who or what are you pointing it at?
Just up into the air.
Okay.
I cast a lightning bolt.
Great.
Awesome. So I just want to see how would that work.
Just shot lightning right into the ceiling.
Okay, so it's just at whatever the level it says it is, right? I assume that's right.
Yeah.
Two.
All right.
Chandelier comes crashing down.
That would have done 25 damage.
To the ceiling. Nice.
Yeah,
Like this place isn't fucked up enough.
that's right.
Chandelier comes crashing
Now
down.
you took down a chandelier.
That's it. Ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. So something
All
started
right.
to fly on fire.
All right. So
Yay.
the next one is we'll do mass. All right. So you should have access to that now. This is called the Claw of Selenia. Who now you guys know who Selenia is. She's the silver dragon. So this can be worn as a cloak clasp or a brooch. It is fashioned from the claw of some great beast. Well, I tell you later. It's Selenia the silver dragon. It was crafted over 600 years ago. It's fashioned from one of her claws. She was one of the founders of the guild. When you wear the claw, you are assumed to have earned her admiration. And this basically gives you advantage on social reactions with good dragons.
Awesome.
It grows slightly warm when within 120 feet of a dragon. When you wear it, you can speak and understand Draconic if you didn't already. And then when you... Oh, I need to edit this. I got a typo here. When you enter combat, the jewels in this item flare with inner light, empowering your natural fists or natural weapons. While wearing the claw, you gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls you make with unarmed strikes and natural weapons. Such attacks are considered to be magical.
Hey, I owned one of those sort of at a point in a different life.
Yeah. It's kind of a reskinned one of those that you had from the other campaign.
What the hell is called? Something.
So basically all your natural weapons are +2 now.
Cool.
So that's that. Idunn. There we go. Okay, so this is a battle axe. It's half the normal weight. It's perfectly balanced and feels very powerful when you swing it. The sides are etched with pattern of angel feathers and symbols sacred to Primordia. The weapon is consecrated and sacred to Primordia. And when you're in possession of it, you feel fortunate and optimistic about what the future holds. Butterflies and other harmless creatures will often frolic in your presence. In fact, some have probably found you already. Even deep inside the guild. The axe was crafted by a celestial. Fiends find its presence repulsive. Gives you a +2 bonus to initiative if you're not incapacitated. I don't know if you'd be rolling initiative if you're incapacitated, but...
Does it
what?
Hold on. Is the holy symbol that Idunn associates with Primordia also on it?
Sure. Yeah. It is now. So this functions as a +1 battle axe. When you strike fiends or undead with it, they take an extra 1d10 radiant damage. And I'm sharing like documents, like handouts with all this stuff with you guys. So if you don't see it, let me know. Nathan. Isceau. Is it Isceau or Isceau? Or it varies.
Yeah, it varies. He gets it both ways. Isceau.
So most of these, well, I guess Mass I named the Claw of Selenia. Most of them I just like Idunn's battle axe, assuming that you guys will name it. But Nathan's, yours already has a name, although you could change it. It's called Ode to Amora. This elegant and beautiful rapier has strange unknown symbols etched in its blade. Ode to Amora was forged long ago by a human... oh, right, okay. It was wielded and named 1,000 years ago by a famous bard, Jens the Dashing. Many of his songs are still sung today in Alandria by common folk. More than one favorite drinking song is accredited to him, and his writings are studied intensely by historians. It was in his time that the gods warred among themselves, their numbers ultimately reduced to the 9 gods existing today. Jens is widely regarded as a great hero. It is said his love of partying was rivaled only by his love of women. He founded an adventuring company that he called Jens and the Heartbreakers. They are heroes of many a story. Jens named Ode after one of his most famous songs, a love ballad to Amora, goddess of luck, in the hopes he could win her affection and so ensure the continuance of his brazen and dangerous lifestyle. It seems to have worked, as Jens died in bed with 2 beautiful women a quarter his age at the age of 100. So that's just history. Since you're a bard, you got to have some history for you. And so you can use an action to cause your voice to carry for up to 300 feet until the end of your next turn. And you can use a bonus action to speak the command word, causing flames to erupt from the blade. It's a flame tongue, basically.
Cool.
Nice.
They shed bright light for a 40-foot radius, dim light for an additional 40 feet. And when it's ablaze, it does an extra 2d6 fire damage to anything it hits. And then the flames go out when you either turn them off with another bonus action or if you drop or sheath the sword.
Cool.
And I will tell you that all of these items attune to you, and if you keep them long enough, they will gain more abilities over time. Because that's how I roll in Primordia.